So, I've been here at St. Mary's for almost coming up on 4 years now, and I've been involved with Life Teens ever since I came here. As a matter of fact, Cardinal Sean told me that he sent me here specifically because of Life Teen, because I had been involved with Life Teen with Father Chris, back in my home parish. So, I think that all of the teens here kind of look at me as, well, because I've been here for so long, that I'm kind of like a core member, and they see me as a core member, and they kind of, maybe they think of me almost as a buddy.
I'm not really a big fan of hugging or singing or teenagers, but when it came to being a core member and joining Life Team, there wasn't an alternative. I had to do it. I heard a voice telling me, you have to volunteer for Life Team. It was the judge at traffic court. He said, you have too many traffic violations. You have to volunteer in this youth group or you will go to jail.
Yeah, so we've been coming here to listen to music and just bro out in the back lot for 4 years now.
Yeah, some of the most insightful things in my life have happened here.
Yeah, and I know that there's something there's a mass that goes on, and I'll go play bass there sometimes. My bass is never loud enough. Nobody can ever hear me. There is something after that. I don't know what it is.
The bathroom.
Yeah, the bathroom, dude.
Hey, I don't think we have a second reader for today.
Well, I'm not gonna.
We've been sacristans for 5 months now.
Oh, hi, Aaron.
Oh, hi, Father Mark.
So seeing you prep for the Mass, set up the chalice and the ciboriums and everything for the Mass, it kind of reminds me of Vatican II. Vatican II, before Vatican II, things were dramatically different. And then after Vatican II, of course, the church was transformed.
Oh, nice.
John the 23rd, who's now Saint John the 23rd. I went to the John the 23rd National Seminary, right? So it's Pope St. John the 23rd National Seminary. It probably should be an international seminary. Anyways, John the 23rd made the statement. He says it's time to open the windows and let in the fresh air.
We've been sacristans for 5 months now. Some of us like it more than others.
5 months.
Hey, where are you guys going?
We were going to
food.
get something. Yeah, food.
Food.
Oh, but we were just about to do Mass and the Life Night. How long are you guys going to be?
Hour?
Maybe 2?
Yeah, 1,
2.
2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird. It's like you're going for the exact length of the Mass and the Life Night.
Weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Strange.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no secret. I don't expect a lot from the guys in the Life Teen program. I'm more of the girl power kind of core member.
Boys are what? Horrible!
But tonight, I have a teaching planned about the Mass, and it's going to get the teens so excited, everyone has to attend. I don't care what it takes. Colin and Emmett are coming to Mass tonight. Hey, you know what? Why don't I go with you guys?
No, it's all good.
Yeah, no, I think
next time maybe, but no.
We got a full party.
Yeah, car's full.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fun. It'll be some guy time. Hey, we'll have a guys' night out.
Did somebody say a guy's night out? Where are you going? Who's driving? That kind of reminds me of Vatican II Council. At the very beginning, when John the 23rd opened the council, he invited the laity and members of other churches to come and to not only witness, but also to participate. in the council proceedings.
So my plan was to scare Colin and Emmett into thinking I wanted to hang out with them, so they'd just stick around and not leave the church. But here we are. Here we are.
Nothing beats a little GNO.
Hey, do you want to read this week's readings with me before Mass starts?
Why would we do that? They're just gonna read them to us at Mass anyway.
I just thought it would be a good way to prepare.
Amanda, Father Mark isn't here right now. I mean, thank God for GNO, but we don't have to pretend to be into the Mass anymore.
I just thought it would be nice.
And I thought that I'd have a few moments of peace before Mass without Mass being shoved down my throat, but I mean, you're making this kind of difficult.
Sorry.
Don't get me wrong, I love Amanda, love her, but Mass is from 5 to 6. I don't need to be thinking about it the other 23 hours of the day.
Now, that reminds me of Vatican II, that the first part of the Vatican II Council ended in December of 1962, and they took a break until 1963. But speaking of break, if you know what I mean, I'm going to take a break right now.
Well, that was exhausting.
I sure hope you stick a Vatican #2 in there. It'll give us a little bit of a break, I guess.
Stop, guys. Come on.
This is why we never come to Mass or Life Nights, dude.
You have to come to the Life Night tonight. The teaching is on the Mass, and it's going to get you guys excited to come back again.
We already know about the Mass. It's just boring.
I haven't even done my teaching yet. Do you guys want to do a dry run? I don't know where my copy of the teaching went, but, I remember most of it. I'm going to talk about how the Mass is like heaven on earth.
Yeah, that's what JP2 said.
Yeah, that's right, Colin.
Are you going to talk about how the bread and the wine represent all the elements of God's created universe and how we're returning them to God in the sacrifice? It would be a nice reminder how what we get out of our relationship with God is what we put into it.
You guys are blowing my mind right now. Wow. I owe these guys an apology. Here I am thinking they didn't know about the Mass, and I had to give them this great big teaching on the Mass, but they already knew everything. It's like they were literally reading off of my teaching, word for word.
Yeah, he left us teaching in the car.
Yeah, we're reading off of it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional. I'm sorry, guys. I think sometimes I'm hard on you. To be honest, it's not always easy for me to go to the Mass or the Life Night either. I mean, the Life Nights have gotten a little bit easier since the volume's gotten better.
Gentle woman,
Peaceful dove,
peaceful dove,
teach us wisdom.
I don't even think it's worth going to Mass now. You can't even receive the sacrament.
What do you mean?
Well, we are eating right now, and we're supposed to fast an hour before receiving the Eucharist. So we can't receive it now. So we shouldn't go. There's no point.
Oh, no! Look what time it is! Guys, we gotta get to Mass! Oh, come on! We gotta go.
Well, this isn't the first time that someone has forgotten me. It kind of reminds me of Vatican II again, after the death of Pope St. John the 23rd.
Where is Father Mark? He's never late.
I know, look at the time.
I mean, I got here on time. I'm leaving at 6 sharp.
Come on, Emmett, move! I'm trying my best, okay? Look out! Oh, whoa, what's it? James, what do I do?
Yeah, I can't have anything else on my driving record.
It's the weirdest thing. All I remember was just running into the church parking lot. And the next thing I knew is I'm on the ground. And I must have slipped on some black ice or something. And it turns out that Emmett and Colin were just on their way back, coming from the Pauline Sisters bookstore. And they stopped and they helped me and they helped pick me up.
Well, the good news is there's enough time for us to fast before Mass after all.
Erin, we still don't have anyone to do the second reading.
I guess we'll just have to skip it.
Could you please do it?
I already did enough. I did the candle today.
Erin, please.
Fine.
A reading from the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians. Brothers and sisters, whether you eat or drink, or whatever you do, do everything for the glory of God. Avoid giving offense, whether to the Jews or the Greeks or the church of God, just as I try to please everyone in every way, not seeking my own benefit, but that of the many, that they may be served. Be imitators of me as I am of Christ. The word of the Lord.
Lately, I've been seeing Mass as a burden, something that's an inconvenience for me, but as I was reading those words from Paul, it hit me. It's not about me. It's not about what I get from Mass. It's what I bring to Mass. Thank you. No, thank you, Amanda. I'm sorry I didn't want to prep with you earlier.
Well, thank you, everyone, for your patience today. I'm sorry that we had to start the Mass so late. Today I slipped on some ice and it took me totally by surprise. This kind of reminds me of the Second Vatican Council. The reforms of Vatican II took many people by surprise. Change tends to do that. The Council reminded us that we're not as holy as we thought we were. Sometimes news like that can be a shock. It can feel like getting hit by a car. But Vatican II reminded us that all of us are in this together. We're all in the boat together, and we're all getting seasick together. Before Vatican II, the priest said the Mass facing the altar. But now, as you're all well aware, those who come to Mass, I pray the Mass facing you, and you pray the Mass facing me. We all look across at each other like we're trying to reach one another. And despite all our differences, here we are trying to reach one another. And the only way we can each reach each other on the other side is through the Eucharist.
In a parish, you meet a lot of different kinds of people. It's like a family. There are people from all walks of life, some of whom you adore and some of whom you can't be in a room with for very long. And throughout your life, you see all these people in very different lights. But the Mass allows you to see these people in the greatest light of all.
Amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place. That you would...
You guys hear about hitting Father Mark with the car?
Who's next?
James, what do we do?